Hi Stampers, welcome to Ink and Inspirations. This is Lisa Brown, and today in this video I have another Card Making 101 tutorial featuring some essential tools. And today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our craft versus our classic ink from Stampin' Up. Here I have a standard size pad that is cherry cobbler. And these are our inks, and these are the type of classic ink I normally use for card making. Okay, and so I'm just have a little image here from the artistic etching set, and I'll show you there. Okay, it makes a clean, crisp image. Now for craft ink, currently Stampin' Up! Is selling uninked craft stamping pads. And then you purchase the re-inker in the craft and fill it yourself. You can see how I've written cherry cobbler there. Okay, and I inked this myself. When I got it, it was a clean white pad. And I inked it up myself, and I will tell you from experience, I thought I had to get the whole pad soaked in ink. That's not the case. It was way too juicy. Okay, so ink up your pad, and you cover it up, get some coverage, try it out, and if it's juicy enough, got enough ink, then don't add more re-inker. That is one thing about the craft ink. I feel like, through my experience, that they have to be re-inked maybe a little more often. They're a little drier, they dry out a little quicker than our classic ink pads. So that's why it's great to have the re-inker, ink it up, and just as you need it, add a little bit more. Now the craft ink, and I'm going to stamp off a little bit here to get the classic off, is not as fade resistant as the classic ink. And the color is a little bolder, all right? Where the classic ink, and it kind of sinks into the paper, the craft ink dries on top. It has a thicker, almost textured look when it dries, and it does take a little bit longer to dry than the classic ink. That's why this is great for cards. See, I can touch that, but if I do this, see the smear? It's going to take a little bit longer to dry for craft ink. So you can either wait before you work with it, or you can use your heat tool to dry it. Okay? Now another thing that is great about the craft ink is that it can be embossed. And I'm going to take, here I've got the cherry cobbler, I'm going to take some clear embossing powder and just sprinkle it on. And it sticks to the craft ink just like it was an embossing ink, just like if you were using Versamar, okay? And then I'm going to take my heat tool and heat it up. Okay, and then you can see it getting shiny and make a really bold image. And it has a little bit of texture because it's raised as well. Okay? So, if you're trying to decide which to use, classic or craft, I'd say if you're a card maker, you're going to do very well with the classic inks. And those come in these size pads, plus the Stampin' spots. The craft inks, the large pads come uninked, and you buy the refiller to fill them up. Or you can buy, which is what I've done here with the neutrals, is I have craft Stampin' spots. And so you have a little 1-inch ink pad out of all of the colors in that collection. And I like the craft ink with the neutrals because you get Whisper White as well as Very Vanilla. And those two colors do not come in classic ink. Okay, so those are great to have. So when I use these on cards, I usually emboss them or let them dry. Okay, most of the time emboss. The I needed a large pad for some Christmas things I was doing last year, so I bought the uninked pad to ink this one up, so I would have it and use that like that. But I really like the ink spots too. That's convenient. You can also refill these as they get dry with the craft reinkers. The craft ink is great for scrapbooking because, like I said, it's not as fade resistant as the classic. So there are just a few little tips on the two different types of ink that we sell. If you have any questions or would like to see something else as far as card making 101 videos, email me at lisa@inkinspirations.com. Thanks for joining me. I hope you visit my website and sign up for my mailing list, www.inkinspirations.com. See you again soon. Bye-bye.